So it's the start of preseason now, which means when you go back to your first session, your coaches are probably going to make you run a lot. They're probably going to be focused on fitness. A lot of the teams that you go to, the coaches might not even bring the footballs to the first training session. They just might run you straight into the ground. I remember my first preseason training, they literally told us, make sure you bring your trainers because there's going to be a lot of running, you understand? We didn't do any ball work until like the last 20 minutes. However, how important is fitness for a footballer, you understand? How important is it actually? And in my opinion, the priority should be obviously ball work on the ball. When you do your individual training sessions, make sure that at least 70 to 80% of the time you're getting your touches in, while the other 20%, 30% you can work on your fitness. So for example, if you're doing individual training 4 times a week, or let's say 5 times a week, you should 4 out of the 5 times it should be ball work priority, you understand? Working on any attribute that you want to improve, whether it's your shooting, your dribbling, your passing, you know what I'm saying, your first touch, taking the ball on the back foot, whatever you want to work on in terms of your ball work. 4 out of the 5 sessions that you're doing that week should be prioritized with ball work, you understand? You want to be a great footballer, not necessarily the greatest athlete, you understand? You want to be the greatest footballer you can be. So obviously you can take one session out of the week, work on whatever you need to work on in terms of your fitness, whether it's you want to do sprints, you want to do agility work, you want to do a bleep test, 12-minute Cooper's run, a 5k, whatever you need to do, you understand? But in my opinion, once you have a base level of good football fitness and you would know when you play on the pitch, it's a case of ball work should always be the priority, you know. Training with the ball at game speed, whatever attribute you want to work on, that should always be the priority. The only exception to this rule is that if your base level of fitness is shockingly bad, it's so below par to the point where you look at yourself and you're like, I'm blowing after 20 minutes. So that's when you should, dedicate maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, even 8 weeks if you want to do it, of doing maybe 4 sessions a week or 3 or 4 sessions a week of just locking in, improving your fitness, doing sprints, doing 5k runs, doing bleep tests, whatever you want to do to up that fitness. But as soon as you get your base level of fitness, 80% of your training should be with the football, and then only 20% should be really focused, really locked in into the fitness part. Like I said, you're not trying to be the greatest athlete you can be, you're trying to be the greatest footballer you can be.